There's the trail, Stecoah Gap. There goes my shuttle driver. Now it's time to do business. My grandparents, on my mother's side, both of them are buried in Arlington National Cemetery. The story behind it is that my grandfather worked for many years for the ATF, which was Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, and was at one time a revenuer. And look it up, in the hills of West Virginia. And because of his outstanding service for the government, he was awarded a spot in Arlington. So he and my grandmother both are laid to rest in Arlington. Oh my, just crested the first climb for the day coming out of Stecoah Gap. Oof, it was straight up, and right at the top when I felt like I couldn't make it, they switched it to switchbacks that go kind of back and forth instead of straight up the mountain. That was a lifesaver. It's cool up here, but it feels wonderful. The next really big climb is going to start like at 7.5 miles, which is Yellow Gap. And so I have a little recovery time between now and then. Woo! This one winded me, got my calves burning. If it was the end of the day, this would be a great camping spot. There's the mountain to protect it. There's water right there, and just a nice view for the morning sunrise. A couple nights ago on Wesser Bald, the plan was to go down to the Wesser shelter. There's water there, nice shelter, nice tenting area. But there was a homeless or drifter person that was occupying that shelter. There were 5 separate hikers that wanted to stay at that shelter, but this guy had a bunch of stuff with him. He would not uncover his face. He had a mask on, plus he had a hood drawn all the way down so you really couldn't see any facial features, and it just did not present a safe environment. You certainly would not feel safe going to sleep in that spot, even if it was tenting. So several have mentioned that it's not uncommon, Tennessee, North Carolina, that there are individuals that are drifters or homeless that do occupy shelters this way. I have mixed feelings about it. Really, the only discomfort for me is I would have liked to have tented there, but did not feel safe doing that. There's no permit system, so he has as much right to stay at that shelter as I do. I think you have to be prudent and not put yourself in harm's way. Generally, your intuition is correct, and in that case, it just did not feel like a safe place to go. And just because of the person's behavior. It happens, and I don't think we need to start a campaign, but it's just kind of a bummer that these shelters that are designed for people hiking through sometimes are not available. There are some really large rock scrambles in these spots, and with all the leaves on them, it's hard to tell where the holes are, and it makes certain spots like this really treacherous. We just ran into a really nice group of hikers. They are from Alabama. They section hike. I had chatted with them for just a couple minutes yesterday, but it wasn't their full group. And today, full group, including some, I think a child and husbands. But really neat to see these section hikers out enjoying this portion of the trail. And they gave me some valuable insight for jumping onto the Smoky Mountains right at Fontana Dam. You see a lot of tall trees in the woods, but I am just really taken back by this one. It's unbelievable. It is an oak tree, but there is not a single limb on it for, I would say, at least 40 to 50 feet. And there's the top of it. There's no imperfections in it, and at the base, it is probably at least 36 inches across. This climb out of Yellow Creek Gap is longer than a John Jenkins sermon. Holy smokes. Starting to get little views of the Smokies on the other side of the hills that I'm climbing right now. Fontana Dam. Made it.